Hello, I'm Helen Giddings. I'm state representative for District 109, and in the Texas legislature I have the pleasure of serving on the Appropriations Committee, the State Affairs Committee, and Calendars, commonly known as the Big Three. It's quite an honor. It is also a great deal of work. But serving on appropriations is one of the places where you can really make a big difference in terms of those things in our state that actually need funding, actually help our citizens to grow. And one of the areas that I have enjoyed supporting in the past is funding for libraries. I'm very pleased that a few years ago the librarians named me one of the 100 champions for libraries of the past century, and I just couldn't believe the company in which I was in. But I was delighted and honored that they did so, and I was happy to be able to work with many librarians in our area like Glenise Robinson and Tony Simmons to get much needed increases for libraries. In 2013, I guess it was in 2011, we actually found ourselves cutting back on library funds, and that was not something that I thought was good for Texas, because many of our young boys and young girls don't have the opportunity to travel and get the kind of exposure that perhaps some other people do, and they can very often get that kind of exposure vicariously at their libraries. So our libraries really are central and very, very important to the development of our communities. A few years ago, I was pleased to be able to work to create a license plate in the state of Texas that was designed by a child, a student. Over 14,000 students submitted illustrations for that license plate. It is called the Read to Succeed license plate, the first one designed by a child, and it has what I call kid script on it, and it's called Read to Succeed. And what we did with that license plate is that we charged $30 more for the license plate, with a percentage of those funds going to school libraries, because we know that it's very, very important to build up our libraries. And I would just recommend that librarians all over the state go and talk to your state representative or your state senator about the importance of libraries and about the many ways in which libraries are used by our young people to enhance and to brighten their lives. That's how I became interested in library funding, is because some of my constituents who were librarians, who are librarians, came to talk to me about the critical need for more funding in the state of Texas for libraries. When we don't, as a state, put in a certain amount of money, then we risk the federal funding that we get. And so we have to continue to work to restore the funds that we cut a little while back in libraries, so that we don't risk losing more federal funds. So when you go to speak to your state representative or your state senator, let them know the kind of work that libraries are doing. Let them know about all of the people who use libraries in this state. You know, even some people today don't have computers. Even today, some people end up going to the library to use computers. And many summer programs are held at libraries that just help our kids to grow academically. And so I could not be a bigger supporter for our libraries. And as a member of Appropriations, I'm certainly going to do everything I can to make sure that our libraries are funded adequately. And I suppose this is a good time for me to just say thank you to all of the librarians out there for all that you do to create programs that are good for our entire community and especially for our children.